We are doing Alchemy League Season 4, and I should be unmuted now. Alchemy League Season 4 takes place on an Alaskan map pool. The maps were custom designed for our league. Cookie Pirate, who is in chat, led the development effort on that. I coached him along, but he took some good initiative and had some really good ideas, and as a result, our map pool is arguably, probably actually, if I really had to think about it, which I hadn't before I started saying this sentence, but the map pool is better because Cookie Pirate was working on it. Does that mean that Cookie Pirate is more experienced with map making or has more connections than I do? No, but it does show the value of bringing somebody new with fresh ideas. And I'm gonna try to get several people trained in our ways, the ways of our community for developing maps. And I think we can get a lot. Once we get them going, it'll be really awesome. Our map pool is really awesome, actually, and I'm very proud to bring it to a lot of people. Apart from myself and apart from Cookie Pirate, we had map scripters. We had, and the map scripters get attention too, but there's all kinds of people. There's play testers, there's sample evaluators, there's final competitivity judges. There's all kinds of people that work together to make it happen. It's a lot of people think that Age of Empires is like going to the movies and you watch Star Trek and you think, oh, Bill Shatner, fantastic guy. He made Star Trek. Without him, it would not have been possible, right? Or seeing some film and thinking that your favorite actor is what makes that happen, and that's not true. They're an important part of the story, and without them, maybe it would be less believable and less relatable. But there are a lot of people that work behind the scenes to make a high quality motion picture, in our case, Alchemy League, possible, and that includes the players. And so, our prize pool isn't really that great for Alchemy League. So we try to do a little bit better in terms of offering promotion and praise for the players, and it's not made up or it's not contrived. I mean, there are not a lot of people that are willing to just jump into a brand new custom map, but we got 4 of them today. Cookie Pirate says, thanks to me, more thanks to the actual map makers and coach. Yeah, the map makers had a huge impact on it, and I tried to help you out as much as I could too. So we just got a lot of really talented people that, and that's the belief here, is that when you have a large number of talented people who are put in a small amount of time, they can crank out content that is at least as good as stuff that is created through funding from official channels like Microsoft, as well as the big names. So we've got 4 players, like I was saying today, before I got sidetracked talking about how great the community is, which will probably happen several times throughout the cast, because it's true and it's a very distracting truth in my life. We got these 4 players here. We got 4 players and 4 matches to cast. 1 match for each player, right? They are Play All 2 in Alchemy League Season 4. And the first set that we're going to cast is Happy the Andy versus Hyder. So we've got this fancy little bot that goes in. I don't want to call it a bot. I don't even necessarily want to call it an artificial intelligence, but it's got an algorithm to it. And it goes in and it calculates their win rate, or sorry, their elo based on win rate and all these other factors that you can kind of see up top here. I'm not going to expand that because I think you kind of get the idea. If anybody in chat has an appetite for that, we can go into great detail about it. But most of you are just here to watch the show, right? But the important thing is that we do our best to get people who are close together to be the ones that are playing each other. And this is a special seeding program that I developed that basically matches just people up against people who are nearby them. But it's complicated because you can't just match somebody up against the closest 2, because then the guy at the top is less involved, right? Because he doesn't have anybody above him. And same thing with at the bottom. So we got a fancy little algorithm for doing that. And it's got a reach down into the stack to be able to find people. But generally, the opponents that you'll face, you're matched against 4 other people in the first sprint of the league. And they are generally going to be about 4 apart. So Happy the Andy, 2 of them will be above you, and 2 of them will generally be below you. So Happy the Andy is up against Hyder, and Plotter Ghost is up against Alacog. And it looks like the matchmaker was able to do okay for this. We had more signups for Alchemy League Season 4 than Season 3. Our objective is to get people within 200, but we haven't always succeeded at that. I may have to rework how it seeds things and how it makes handicap decisions. It will apply a small amount of handicap, but not nearly enough to cover if there is some big gap, just because we may not get enough people signing up in the right skill areas. So it will apply a little bit of handicap, but not very much. So neither of these sets are handicapped sets, I can tell you right off the bat, without even checking. The ELOs are close enough. They're within 100 of both of each other. So, Happy the Andy with a little bit of a skill advantage over Hyder, but Hyder's very good at these kinds of things, and he's very loyal. Some of you may know Hyder. He's played in most seasons of Alchemy League, I think. I'm trying to think if there's a season he didn't play in. I'd have to go and check. I have a huge resources sheet. We'll give some people some call-outs for playing in the league for a certain number of seasons. Plotter Ghost plays with us when he can, and Alacog found us, I think, as of Season 2, and he loves us, so he likes to play. So let's get into it then. Let's see what these guys have. Oh, that reminds me, actually. We can look at their civilization draft. Shikso was kind enough to make us a map draft, actually. That's not what I wanted to do. He was kind enough to make a draft for us of maps. And I'm actually going to show that now for our first set. Oh, come on. I don't want that. Let us... Give me just 1 second here, guys. Copy link. So this is their map draft. Here we go. I don't know if we'll do this every time. But this helps us visualize what's kind of going through their heads. The way that it works is there is a map of the week, and Utqiagvik won the map contest. So therefore, Utqiagvik is the first map that's played. It's the map of the round. And it's up to the host to choose that. And then they take turns, starting with the higher civ, I believe. Higher seed, sorry. They take turns banning maps until only one remains. And then the one that's remaining, they play on second. So, better than freaking Andy. So this is Happy the Andy. Picked Utqiagvik because he had to, because that was the map of the round. And then he banned Yukon Gold Rush, and then Hyder banned Denali, and so on and so forth. And so they're going to play on Chena Hot Springs. Let's see what civilizations they will not be playing. The civilization draft is here. So you get 3 bans apiece. This is to help with the civ variety. Hyder really afraid of cavalry. Look at all these cavalry civs he's banning. And freaking Andy, looking at this makes a lot of sense. Spanish, Japanese, Lithuanians. So they know that nomad maps are in play, right? Because both Utqiagvik and Chena Hot Springs are nomad-style maps. You don't start with a town center, and Fast Castle into unique unit tends to be more powerful. So freaking Andy, he's afraid of the conquistadors, so he bans Spanish. And he bans Japanese, Lithuanians randomly, I guess. And then Hyder banning Georgians and Persians because he's afraid of the Manaspas and the... And, well, Persians are just an overall very strong nomad civilization in general. The draft is difficult to see. All right, thank you for that. Let me see if I can zoom in, if that helps out a little bit. You will not be able to see the images for this because we had to do an update So we did an update that included the images. It was really kind of Shixo to put that together for us. All right. So now let's get into the game here. Load game. Utkiagbek. Come on. Oh, that's interesting. It will not let me load the replay. It'll let me spectate with capture age. What the heck? Ah, here. Okay, here we go. I don't know what it needed to do, what that was all about, but whatever. I have an old PC. It can't seem to handle capture age anymore. Might be able to give it a try again. I just did a clean install here. Alright, so we're looking at Hyder's point of view. He is going to build his town center here. Let's take a look and see where Happy the Andy is. Moving out across the map, he's found himself some geese. So these are deer. These are not actually supposed to be deer. But we don't really have... Uh-oh. This is going to be pretty ugly. We don't have a reindeer skin in Age of Empires. So I really like Happy the Andy's starting spot. Let's take a look at Happy the Andy here and see his Fog of War. Yeah, so he knows that there's 2 golds here. He actually knows that his opponent here is here as well. He's building on this deer patch, and there are some forage bushes. I like to think that these are some extreme cranberry that grows up here, or blueberry, but even that on the tundra is questionable. Cookie Pirate is our local expert in chat about Alaskan biomes. He had to do a lot of research in order to determine what's going on here. You know, what flora and fauna are appropriate. So these are all pretty much just bush forests, and not a lot of wood either. Look at that, it's only 100 wood. 100 wood per bush. Oh, these guys are really going to struggle for wood this game. I thought it was more than that. I guess we'll see how it goes. I could have sworn that that they would have added some more wood to this, but maybe not. There are no trees this far north, so we have to have bushes. Yep, that's true. So, what do you guys think? We got Mongols versus the Incas. So could we see Happy the Andy go for a tower rush? I mean, it does... You generally don't want a tower rush on Nomad because economies tend to be set up so that Fast Castle is just way more... Because you got a dock working, you just have fishing ships bringing in food. You get up to the castle age really quickly. And the tree line is nearly 200 miles south of there. But maybe, just maybe, this is a situation where... Oh, yes. Alright, I guess we have our answer. We have our answer right here. Doesn't even have a mill, and he's already building a barracks. You know it's going to be good. Happy the Andy is actually a really cool guy. I messaged him, and, you know, from his point of view, it may have seemed like an arrogant demand. But I was like, hey man, can you cast for Alchemy League Season 4? The Otter one tells me that you're amazing. Was basically what I said. And he was like... And then I sent him the requirements for, okay, this is what's necessary to get access to this nice... Oh, shoot. Guys, I need to go into the game. You guys let me do this. You guys don't want to see my face the whole time. Alright, there we go. Anyway, so I sent him the requirements to have access to the nice slideshow and to be promoted by the server, like be announced when they go live. You have to do a certain number of casts, and there has to be a permanent link. And it didn't really work out for him. And we got these militia already going. So I was like, well, that's the last we're ever going to hear from that guy. That's too bad. He probably thinks I'm an arrogant fool for having these requirements. But then he came and he signed up for the league. He checked it out. Oh, look at this. Happy the Andy laming the deer. He really wants to mess with Hyder's Dark Age. So we really appreciate Happy the Andy signing up for the league. We hope he has a good time playing in the league. It's a very unique experience. So Hyder's going to have to give up on those deer. That actually hurts. He does have another mill over here, but Happy the Andy has found Hyder killing this deer so that Happy the Andy can't kill it. He figures it's better to harvest from a rotting deer than to let this deer go to waste from the militia. But lots of fun already. The Dark Age aggression. We really appreciate Happy the Andy signing up and giving us a chance here to show him. It's a very unique league. He was... Oh no! There we go. Villagers are going to fight. Remember, guys, that militia are really no better than illumined. I mean, what? They have one more attack and that's it. Than illumined villagers. Same amount of hit points, but the difference is that they attack automatically. You don't have to micro them. So Hyder did manage to find some other deer patches. Happy the Andy has invested in militia. He's only got, what, 3 that I see so far? I don't see any of his units have died. Let me see if I can get some statistics to show up. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I just have to not be clicking on things. The score is competitive. Neither player has come out here to dock. It makes sense. These bears are pretty scary. You could, as long as you're careful, like you could probably dock in between the bears, but I think it is a risk. These bears will automatically attack you if you get too close. That is true. It's a little bit of a different crowd this time. We have, oh, what's this? We have Tom to thank. Tom Snuffles. Did a lot of promotion. I think he helped us get about half these signups. Maybe not quite that, but he showed it on his stream and it looked fun to some people, and so they signed up for it. Happy the Andy is pretty much exhausted. This bush supply is going to come over here and grab these bushes. What makes this map good for aggression... Oh, look at this. Happy the Andy is forcing Hyder to build a barracks. Poor Hyder. Hyder doesn't like building barracks in the Dark Age. He likes to boom. So these militia coming around on the frozen tundra, they are trying to find where Hyder is taking resources. He doesn't want Hyder to get resources. Where is Hyder's wood situation like? Well, he's got 4 on wood over here, and he has 7 on wood here, and they just finished this last tree. Happy the Andy is also on the way up to the feudal age. Let's take a look at Hyder. Hyder is nearly up to the feudal age, actually. He's going to be up first. Neither player has docked. Although, Hyder, I think, is found... Yeah, Hyder knows where the ocean is. So Hyder theoretically could go and dock, but it's a little dangerous, because you don't want to run into these food bears. So now that Hyder is in the feudal age, what's of it for him? He's going scouts. Interesting. Hyder likes his scouts. So he's going to go scouts, and I guess Hyder's logic is he's going to make scouts and he's going to pick off his opponent's exposed economy. However, Happy the Andy is also in feudal age, and he is building a range. The range is going to be very effective at getting in here and doing damage. I mean, Hyder trying to wall this off, kind of, and protect that wood line. Happy the Andy has invested in the Man-at-Arms upgrade. I think Happy the Andy is really the guy to watch here. Man-at-Arms looping south. They're going to be joined by this archer. So this is some kind of Man-at-Arms and archers build. Let me know about the sound quality of the video, you guys, if you think if it's good or if you hear an echo. Hyder coming up here has found a decent patch of bushes. 2 decent patches of bushes, actually, up here. I don't know if it's a thing on this map. Do the trees get better as you go closer to the coastline? Probably not. That probably wouldn't make any sense. And that would be kind of complex to code. I don't think there's any reason for foliage to be any closer to the shore in Utqiagvik. Oh, nice. So, Happy the Andy has forced down a tower from Hyder. And now Happy the Andy is making some archers. Hyder reacting. I wonder what kind of society score they have. Let's see. So Happy the Andy with 30 villagers compared to Hyder's 23. Alright, we can see that Happy the Andy is also kind of approaching in terms of resources. He's getting close to clicking up to the next stage. That would be very bad for Hyder if that ended up happening. Actually, Hyder's up first. That explains why Happy the Andy had so many more resources. So now what does Hyder do with this? Happy the Andy building a market. He'll probably use the market to trade some resources and click up himself, and indeed that is what we see. Step Lancer coming out for Hyder. Happy the Andy has quick walled here to keep this Step Lancer off of his gold. However, Happy the Andy surely must know that this lumber camp is in great peril. Hyder with the score lead right now seems to have been able to just run away and avoid that aggression. Man-at-Arms are going to destroy that house. That won't really harm him too much. So what's the play here if you're Happy the Andy? Well, he's got to get these villagers to safety. He's chopping this straggler. His wood situation is not great, though. He's got some spearmen, or a spearman, I should say. He's going to get up to Castle Age, and then what? He's going to need a lot more spearmen, maybe even pikemen. He can pretty much only take gold safely now. Hyder's got these Step Lancers. Alright, he's going to take the gold over here, and I guess the play is to use the market to buy the resources to make spearmen. Let's take a look at our villager count again. Cookie Pirate doesn't like the Incas. What? What do you got against the Incas? So Happy the Andy still with a 2 villager lead over Hyder. Actually, I think he's about to lose that villager lead. Okay, he does get Castle Age. Those villagers get picked off. I'm not sure how they ended up outside that. That is very unfortunate. Okay, so there are spearmen here, but these spearmen do not do well against Step Lancers in these numbers. So the key with these Step Lancers is you really have to start the walls quite early. They're just so good at getting in and kiting you and running away and doing the damage. It's a pretty annoying unit to have to deal with. I think he needs monks, and that's indeed what he's going for. He's got the gold, but Happy the Andy is pretty broke. He is making monks now. He's pretty much forced into monks. He can't do anything else. He can't take resources elsewhere. He should try to build up his monk supply here. And he should queue up another monk from this monastery. So he's making monks from 2 monasteries at the same time. Hyder wants nothing to do with those monks. Now, if Happy the Andy isn't too exhausted, he could actually turn this into a siege and monk push against Hyder, which would be pretty impressive. Because monks are a wonderful part of the game, and they can turn things around. God can change your life, they say. Well, monks can change your game. Cookie Pirate doesn't like the Incas here. I think that this map is more of a mobility map. It seems like it's quite open. Alright, what is this here? Happy the Ant. Oh, okay, he's taking a straggler tree. He's getting the hit points upgrade for those monks. He's getting Sanctity. He's bringing some archers back, and I think he wants to convert these Step Lancers. Hyder will not allow that. No, he's out of there. But Happy the Andy's economy has been very damaged by this. We can see that Hyder's starting to pull ahead in villagers. He's 6 villagers ahead. Every time Happy the Andy tries to go out and do something, these Step Lancers swoop in and attack. I'm not sure why these villagers keep going outside or how they end up out there. That's kind of strange to me. But at least with all these houses, Happy the Andy won't have to worry about getting housed. Wouldn't be a tech cast without some pro-monk propaganda. That's right. Uh-oh, watch out, Happy the Andy. See the step line? You take your attention away for just a second and you lose 2 villagers just like that. And Happy the Andy resigns. Hyder getting the better of him here. Hyder just really, this is just a matter of being up faster. Happy the Andy was not able to do the damage in Dark and Feudal Age that he needed to do. So Hyder is victorious in the first game. Hey! Jasuni's here. Ancient Eagle Warriors would probably work fine, and the buff stats on the villagers would be fairly helpful, especially if you go out on the map. Yeah, that's true. That's all true stuff, but Hyder was just too hard to kill. He stayed alive, and he did his faster Castle Age, and he got these Step Lancers out and snowballed it from there. Now we're going to get to see the second game, though. So we take a look at the statistics because we're not watching them in-game. We can see Hyder with basically 14 kills and 3 deaths. I believe that these 3 deaths occurred before the Castle Age, but once he got Castle Age, those Step Lancers were just crazy. But see, this right here, this is what made the big difference. 3 minutes of being in Castle Age before Happy the Andy. Villager high. About 9 villagers ahead. Let's take a look at the next game. China Hot Springs. It's true, the Mongolian hunt bonus is a big deal. I'm surprised somebody didn't ban Mongols, actually. Alright, so you start with a bunch of villagers on China Hot Springs. There's like a pool of hot springs here. And it opens up into kind of like a river. And there's a 50% chance of this big, thick patch of forest being on this side or on this side. You get a dock with a free pond right here and some steam coming off. Both players do. And it looks like Happy the Andy has chosen to build his town center here on this gold. And Hyder has chosen to build his town center right here on these berries and stone. So we have Gurjaras versus Armenians. It's kind of an interesting set of civilizations. To be honest, I don't really know how to place the Armenians. I don't know much about them. They get these ox wagons. Sorry, not ox wagons. That's wrong game. That's Age of Mythology. They get mule carts, which you can put everything except fish in, I believe, and berries. So they can take hunted meat, they can take stone, they can take gold, but they cannot take fish. But that's okay because we have a dock here for the fish. Yeah, I think Jasuni is right. I think that the Mongolian hunt just outpaced that man-at-arms aggression. So, I wonder how many fishing ships do you build? That's kind of my question here. Hyder's already got 2 and he's building a 3rd one. But I mean there's only 1 fish here, right? There's only 1 fish with I guess there's a couple. It's like 3 of those shorefish, so I mean it's worth it. But how many makes it worth it? Let's see if Happy the Andy is building another fishing ship. He is. But I think he's going to stop after that. He's just going to have 2 extra villagers. In Age of Empires, if you have the opportunity to take fish and you choose not to, you are crazy. Fish is just so good. Unfortunately, it's just everything. It's so powerful. And it's like free fish. Oh, look at this. We have... The Gurjaras have garrisoned their geese. So Hyder is taking his geese and he is garrisoning them in the mill. And generating food with them. I don't really know how that works. Maybe the geese are laying some eggs and his people are gathering the eggs inside of a mill. But why would you... I don't really know. I don't know. I guess actually it makes a lot more sense than garrisoning sheep in a mill and getting a free food trickle. That would be like eating the sheep's wool or the milk or something. be kind of weird. They are building forward docks, both of them. Hyder's up first. Happy the Andy is building his now. I would love to see Happy the Andy go all in again. People say that this map is similar to Nomad, but a little bit better in the sense that you're kind of expecting your opponent to come at you from across the river. And, you know, it's a good chance the castle's going to be downhill. Let's do the Fog of War here and see what Happy the Andy knows. So Happy the Andy knows where Hyder is. And let's see if Hyder knows where Happy the Andy is. No, he does not know. Jasuni has some insights. He says Armenians, they're very strong infantry, very good at taking relics, and the mule cart should be good for taking bears. And composite bowmen ignore armor, making armor upgrades much less useful against them. Oh, that's some good feedback. Thank you, Jasuni. It's a little more predictable than True Nomad. I think that's right. I think you're more likely to get what you expect on Chino Hot Springs. A little bit. Because I think that's maybe some of the beef that people have with Nomad. Happy the Andy's horse has been injured. You start with this horse scout. We have 2 Nomad maps that we did not give a starting eagle for because they have a large Nomad component. They are either Nomad or they have villagers that are far away from safety. And we don't want people just coming up and laming villagers in some kind of RNG situation, because nobody likes that. Armenians also have strong demos. Oh! You think we're going to see some demolition ship action? That would be pretty amazing. The Otter one, he loves watching this stream. He would absolutely love the demolition ships if we saw them. Just thinking here. You know, Armenians could be a good general-purpose civilization on an Alchemy League map because they automatically spawn a relic in their monastery. So Happy the Andy is Feudal Age. So you could stop somebody from getting a relic victory just by building a monastery. Cookie Pirate also wants to see some demolition ships. Alright, is anybody... Yes, Hyder is building a galley. Happy the Andy will probably build some navy. Let's see if we can cycle through this. There we go. So population, villagers. Happy the Andy has 2 villagers ahead of Hyder. They are both in the Feudal Age. Happy the Andy, and they're both building villagers. Nobody's clicking up yet, although Happy the Andy is getting close to having the resources. He just completed a market, and now he's building a blacksmith. Fire ships. So in low numbers, fire ships are better than galleys. And so Hyder has to get out of here. He's trying to micro. And there are some obstacles. There are these little rock formations that could make galleys a little bit better, and Hyder's going to try to take advantage of that. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was very epic. When a demolition ship blew up a bunch of villagers on Comet. Happy the Andy has created a galley here just to ambush. Hyder coming in to try to snipe some fishing ships, but it doesn't work out. Happy the Andy that reacts, but maybe he doesn't know that this fire galley is coming from the opposite direction. Now he's got to pull them back the other way, and it's just a game of tug and war. Or tug of war, I should say, not tug and war. That would be kind of weird. That's really... It's too weird. It only happens in cases of poor enunciation. So Hyder actually has... He has the ability to sell some food, I think, and get some gold and click up to the next stage, but he doesn't have the buildings. And Happy the Andy does. So not only is Happy the Andy got more ships, I believe that Happy the Andy is on his way up. Yeah, Happy the Andy is on his way up to the castle age now. He is repairing this fire galley, although Hyder does eventually take it down. This is Hyder's opportunity to burn this villager. Oh, 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 oh. Oh no! should have gone for the villager. I guess he was going for the fishing ships instead. So this lady is getting behind the galley to shield her from the fire. She's repairing the galley. Hyder gives up on that galley, it seems. Alright, castle coming up for Happy the Andy. He's not messing around. He wants those composite bowmen. This castle will cut off this choke point right here. And it'll make it so that Hyder cannot access the upstream section of these hot springs. Hyder is building a barracks in response. Hyder should be clicking up soon. Okay, he has clicked up. He's about halfway, so he just has to survive. But I don't think that his fishing economy is going to survive. Not unless he builds a lot more demolition rams, which he potentially could do. It's kind of funny we're seeing the Gurjaran player build all these demolition rams. I mean, are 2 fishing ships really worth the life of 2 demolition ship crews? I want to know. I think not, though. I think Hyder's given it up. He's going to get out of there, and he's going to have to do something different. He's back here. He's got a really good wood line, at least. And it looks like he is monitoring... Okay, Happy the Andy finally sending something over here to deal with this. And this horse, I don't think this horse actually has a lot of vision, but he would be able to tell if something came out here to this wood line. So Hyder Castle H, what's it going to be? Okay, it's going to be those Shviramshva riders, whatever they are. Those things are very annoying. And Hyder loves cavalry raids. So he's already got a Shviramshva rider. And he's got another stable, and he's going to be making Shviramshvas from both stables at the same time. Now, Shviramshvas are good against these composite bowmen because they deal damage, they deal bonus damage to archers. That much is true. But what's additionally true is the fact that, remember how these composites ignore the Shviramshva's rider's armor? Well, that doesn't matter, because the Shviramshvas are going to dodge some of the arrows in a very silly and corny way. But Hyder still needs to get more of them. Upgrades would be helpful too, but I think actually upgrades are not as important as having more of them. Having more of them will allow some of them to survive while other ones take the damage. Interesting. Hyder deleted his own fishing ships up here to make population space. I believe that Happy the Andy did as well. I wonder if there's a case to be made for, you know, doing fish traps up here instead. It's probably depends. If you're Malay, it could be more attractive. Alright, Hyder going to make a mangonel to deal with these composite bowmen. Very annoying composite bowmen. Alright, we've got these warrior priests. What's going on with that? Let's see. How many relics does Happy the Andy control? Oh! He's got 3 relics. And how many relics does Happy the Andy know of? Well, he knows about this relic here, and he knows about this relic here. So that would make 5 relics total. But remember that the Armenians get an extra relic, which is back here. Wait.
Grayton?
Oh, maybe there's only 4 relics. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Yep, there it is. So we'd have to get this one, and this one. So I don't think he's going to initiate a relic countdown anytime soon. Jasuni says, fish traps are expensive on the wood, but very efficient wood-to-food conversion. This guy gets hit in the face with a bunch of rocks. Alright, Hyder has rebuffed Happy the Andy's attack for now. Happy the Andy has access to some pikemen, but he doesn't have enough of them. So Hyder's got a little bit of breathing room here. What's he going to do with it? I think he's going to come in for a raid. Look at this raiding party. Hyder gonna get a little bit of revenge. Another cavalry raid against Happy the Andy. Villager goes down. Sharamshras still have no upgrades, which is kind of funny. Don't need them. They'll just dodge. Woo, look at me. Okay, he lost 2 from that. Happy the Andy is lucky that Hyder did not find this. This would have been very devastating. Sharamshra's warrior priests? Yeah, there were warrior priests. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. You probably asked that some time ago. But to answer your question belatedly, yes, those were warrior priests. These are some caped bowmen. Oh no! Oh no! Happy the Andy, no! It's a big hit. Oh wow, Hyder using the mangonels to flatten ships. Which is kind of interesting. And just like that, Hyder is all caught up. Well, not quite all caught up. There's one more ship here. He's looking for some more damage, but Happy the Andy's town center has already gone up. Oh, he's just gonna dive in anyway. Alright, nope, Happy the Andy was paying attention. Just passing. Got him. So Sharamshra riders go down. Let's take a look at the villager count here. Happy the Andy is actually 4 villagers ahead of Hyder. The bowmen dying to their biggest weakness, siege. Yes, as it was meant to be. Now, what's interesting is that you can actually build on these shallows. It's sort of strange. So you could just build a castle just like right down here, or barracks, or whatever you want. It's a weird choice. I don't really know exactly why Sing Sing did that. This map was made by Sing Sing AoE, by the way. I don't know much about them, except that they are from China. And generally like maps like this. Like creative maps. The map that we saw previously, Utkiagvik, was made by someone who is well known to me. That is Huhui Coyotl 22. He is a Danish map maker. Oh, town center is saturated. So the Sharamshras are having a field day here. And they're just going to try to kill as many villagers as they can before ultimately dying. No, he chose to run away. That surprises me. I guess he figures it's more valuable coming back when his opponent is distracted. Oh. More warrior priests. Cookie Pirate says, I was not planning to cast today, but I actually might. You should. I would be there. I wanted to do this cast because I wanted to set an example to get people casting. Because we didn't, as far as I know, there are no permalinks up on the scoreboard. You guys have the authority to update with the permalinks. Oh, look at this. Hyder saying, get away. This castle is mine. I am building this castle. So as far as I know, nobody's casted yet in an official capacity. The warrior priests are coming in to deal with the mangonels. I think that's a mistake. I don't think any mangonels will go down. Yeah, the warrior priests just die. An Armenian demolition ship. 60 HP. Is that more than usual? I don't know. That's true. You live in a hurricane-affected area. But I'm glad to hear that you are one of the lucky ones down there. The Sharamshas do not want to fight the warrior priests. I guess that makes sense. The warrior priests have superior statistics. Look at that. 11 attack, 95 HP, 3 melee armor compared to their 0 melee armor. 55 HP and 8 attack. So we have a standoff here. The game will go in the direction of whoever is first to Imperial Age. Hyder has clicked up just now, and Happy the Andy is about halfway up, a little less. So whenever castles are within trebuchet range of each other, it's an Imperial Age race. And rage. Oh, Jasuni says it's the Armenian unique technology that makes their demolition ship so strong. It gives a wider area of effect. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. I did not know that about the Armenians. And I think that Jasuni is from the USA as well, but I believe that Jasuni lives on the West Coast. So he's not affected by hurricanes. He's affected by typhoons. We actually had a guy, I haven't seen him in a while. His name is Taznator, and he's a map maker as well, but he likes to do really, really squirrely stuff. Like stuff that's even too crazy for us. And you can tell him I said that too, because we all love him. We played with him before. He likes those FFA settings and such. Taznator is from Hawaii. So the time zone difference was always crazy. It seemed like we could never really... Not never, but... It was always hard to get good games in with them. We'd have to be up really late at night for Taznator to be available. There are hurricanes in the Eastern Pacific as well. What? When does it become... Oh no! Oh no! Hyder! Oh! The Sharamshva's getting blown up by a demolition ship. That was a good shot. Now, luckily for Hyder, the castle is uphill from this trebuchet, so it will take less damage. When do they become typhoons from hurricanes? Jasuni says hurricanes aren't an issue. Alright, guys. So one of you is saying that hurricanes are a thing in the Eastern Pacific, and then the other is saying that they're not. I'm very confused. Well, there's not much Hyder can do to protect this castle, and he's not really trying, it looks like. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions are a different story, says Jasuni. That's their challenge over there. I'm lucky enough to live in the lush, green, rolling hills of upstate New York, where we have no weather problems. The disadvantage is that the weather is just a little bit bad the entire year, instead of being extremely bad for a week or two out of the year. So Happy the Andy has got his monks, he's got his halberdiers. I don't know what Hyder can do against this. I mean, Hyder does have a lot of villagers. He has 107 villagers to Happy the Andy's 72. So this is going to be another question. Is Hyder going to be able to outmove Happy the Andy's pressure this time? It looks like Happy the Andy has a lot more momentum. He's able to do a lot of damage. Okay, Hyder decided to go into hand cannons. But he has to delay as long as possible. He has to build up the critical mass of hand cannons that can one-shot enemies. He doesn't want so few hand cannons that they're convertible by monks. See these monks right here? They want to convert these hand cannons. If they can convert the hand cannons, it'll be over for Hyder. So this guy is a traitor, so they execute him by a shooting squad. Alright, so Happy the Andy waiting for some faith to recharge. So he has to pull these back. Hyder's got a little safe area, I think, over here. And he is kind of stabilizing. But a lot of damage has been done. I don't think Hyder so much lost villagers. It seems he has a similar count to villagers before. But he's lost this area of the map of his take place. will see Happy the Andy develop some counter to hand cannons. The difference is that Happy the Andy can afford it, and I don't think that Hyder can afford any more tech switches. Oh, we don't really have dangerous blizzards. It's just a part of the way of life around here. So what is Happy the Andy going into? Well, we can see that he's starting to go into padded archer armor, so he's probably going to make skirmishers. We can see additional range foundations coming down. Remember, these guys are 1650 to 1750, so these guys are pretty good. Easily top 10% of players in the world, maybe even better than that. And they're part of our community. Oh, wait a second. He's going infantry? What? He's getting the long swordsman upgrade. What the heck? Why? Okay, he's getting skirmisher. That I understand. Elite skirmisher. When one of these skirmishers pops out, we'll take a look and see what upgrades it has in terms of armor, but I think he's only got the first armor on him so far. I guess it's less important when you're going up against something with such a high attack as a hand cannon. Yeah, what matters is that it has the range and it has chemistry. This is starting to get a little bit much for hand cannons. You know, you don't want to try to convert all those with monks. That could be very difficult to achieve. Happy the Andy queuing up the conversions here. He's happy to let his archers and his skirmishers pick away at the hand cannons. They do get some conversions. Some hand cannons go down. Hyder is in serious trouble. I'd say that although he did kill like 3 or 4 monks with that, which was a good win, he lost a lot more value with hand cannon. Jasuni says, Armenian champions, 100 HP is strong. 100 HP? Holy crap. And relics provide enough gold for them. I would think it wouldn't matter how much health they had against hand cannons. But I guess there is a... Eventually you get to a point where hand cannons just can't keep up, especially at this point in the game. Hyder with 125 villagers. The Armenian machine is just grinding against it. Okay, we got some Sharamshas coming here to deal with the skirmishers. Happy the Andy is going to try to get some conversions. Composite bowmen, I think, are going to overpower them. And a couple of conversions here. Happy the Andy is going to start constructing ranges on this side of the map. What are we converting now? Oh, we're doing conversions on more hand cannons. What are the options of Armenians for onagers and siege onagers? Do they get bombard cannons, for instance? Siege could be an effective counter to what Hyder is doing. Siege and halberding. I know, I'm a huge fan of Halb Siege and Monk. I think it works much better in situations like this, where the grind is in one spot. Hand cannons are probably the best counter to Armenian champs. It's true. What else can they make? Aside from monks, of course. What can Hyder make? He's thrown everything he can at it. He's tried hand cannons, he's tried Sharamshas. He's got villagers. He's got 133 villagers, but his army just gets eaten up by this Armenian. Armenians are weak against siege. Maybe Hyder can make some siege weapons then. I'm not sure what is considered good at this stage, and Hyder is not sure about that either. He calls the GG. Happy the Andy overpowering him. Let's take a look at the statistics. So Happy the Andy with 153 kills, 131 deaths. Raises 17 buildings. Hyder loses 17. And he converted 18 units, and they were probably mostly hand cannons. Economy, Happy the Andy with better economy, despite the fact that Hyder had more villagers. Maybe because Hyder's villagers were more extensively disrupted. Happy the Andy with also faster age-ups. Villager high of 134 for Hyder. But Happy the Andy with 5 relics here. But remember that the reason he didn't trigger the relic countdown was because he got a relic for free. So it needed to be 6. Alright, well that was a good game, a good set. 1-1. They tied it up. Let's come back to our homepage here. Alright, let's take a look at the next set of players. So we just watched Happy the Andy and Hyder. And now we're going to watch Plotter Ghost and Alchemy. So these guys are about 200 elo lower than the other guys. Maybe slightly more. Sorry about the yawning. I don't know what's with all the yawning today. Let me see if I can get the civilization drafts up. Civilization and map draft. See, this is... Alright, here's the map draft. And here's the civilization draft. Okay, so Plotter Ghost had to pick Utqiagvik as the first map, and then they took turns banning. Sorry, Jasuni. Alchemy banned your map, Yukon Gold Rush. He was afraid of it. So they took turns banning, and the final map that they're going to play is Denali. They're going to play on. So in terms of civilizations, what are we not going to see? Plotter Ghost does not want to see Aztecs, Mongols, or Lithuanians. So many Lithuanian bans. Well, that makes sense. There's a lot of relic-style maps in the league. Alchemy banning the Bohemians, the Georgians, and the Japanese. So 14 to 1500 is what we're looking at, basically. Alright, so let's uncheck this fog of war here so I can see what's going on for both players. Periodically we'll go back and we'll check on who knows where who is. Alright, Plotter Ghost is going to build here on this big patch of caribou, or reindeer. Actually, I think that they're caribou. They're not reindeer. On the north slope of Alaska. But these are just called deer. And another frozen variant of Utqiagvik. The sea is again up here. Sometimes the sea is over here, which is also pretty interesting. And it looks like Alchemy has... Oh no! Alchemy, what are you doing? He was thinking about attacking, I think. But then he was like, nah, better not. There could be a rule against it. Alchemy's a funny guy. Alchemy is from Argentina, I believe. And Plotter Ghost is Dutch. Alright, let's zoom into the game now. Guys, you guys never remind me. Here we go. So, no Mongols. No Mongols on this map, which makes sense because I believe that Mongols were banned. Yeah, Plotter Ghost banning Mongols. So, smart. That's why we see no Mongols. It's a very smart civilization to ban on a map like this. So instead we got Huns for Alchemy. Oops. Huns versus Goths. A classic Age of Conquerors matchup. What do you guys think? You guys think it's going to be endless man-at-arms from Plotter Ghost? That would be pretty frustrating to deal with if you were Alchemy. What's this, though? Oh, he wants another mill working as soon as possible. Okay. He took him off of wood to make that happen. What's Alchemy doing? Alchemy is content just to mill these deer underneath his town center. Plotterghost wants to get this mill started as soon as possible. Alright, do we have no lumber camp yet? Still a house from Plotterghost. It's easy to forget to build a lumber camp on Nomad because you build your town center right on a wood line. But in this case, I think it's easier to remember because that wood line that you're building your town center on is not very large. So, let's talk about their civilizations a bit. I mean, Hun's very fast scout rush if he can make it work. Their stables work faster. For Goths, their barracks work faster. Everybody knows about the Goths. They know about the Gothic endless man-at-arms. Plotterghost, though, doesn't have the food to do that. So I don't know if he's necessarily going for a lightning-style build. So it's pretty much going to be man-at-arms versus scouts. And man-at-arms are probably more devastating and hard to counter, but scouts are faster, they're nimbler, they're able to get all over the place, they have higher vision, they are more likely to be able to successfully deny resources that are unprotected or unsecured. Whereas man-at-arms will be better at powering through and denying resources that you have some measure of protection for. That's kind of the difference that I can see here. Which civ would I rather have in this case? Well, I think it depends. I think that these players are starting close enough where man-at-arms could actually be pretty dangerous. Now, having said that, we did see Happy the Andy go man-at-arms, but he didn't go Goth man-at-arms. He went Inca man-at-arms, and he did a drush first. And it looks like Plotterghost is going to do something similar, although Plotterghost actually did the responsible thing and built a mill first. I don't want to pick on Happy the Andy too much, because I appreciate that he's here, but he was really, really aggressive when he played on Utqiagvik. Maybe too aggressive. And maybe he didn't get the damage in that he wanted to do. So Plotterghost is taking a little bit more I don't want to say laid back, because this is still a very aggressive barracks. It's built before he has a lumber camp, but it's not as aggressive. And we may find that Plotterghost is able to, if he chooses, continuously produce man-at-arms, or militia, I should say, from this barracks, but I don't think he's going to do that, actually. I think he just built that to be ready, or maybe, oh, you know what? Maybe he's going to force drop off a bunch of meat and just click up and have lightning man-at-arms. Maybe that's, yep, there it is. He clicks up, so he'll have to send 2 out to gold, and he'll have to build a house, and he'll have to make sure he gets that lumber camp up. That's true, Jasuni. Goths can scout rush reasonably well. And the nice thing about going scouts on this map is if your opponent goes out and they like try to take deer greedily and such far away from their base, then scouts are going to be able to find and punish that more easily. But Goths have the flexibility to do both decently. So the question is, what do you want to be good at? Do you want to be good at the scouts, or do you want to be good at... Alchemy is already feudal age, though. He actually gets up before Plotterghost. And are we going to see Alchemy throwing down a stable? I mean, he's got the resources for it. Yep, there it is. He's building a stable with 7 villagers, a very biblical number. So he wants to get those scouts out as soon as possible. He wants to double down on the collection of deer. Actually, where are these villagers going? Where are they going? Oh, Alchemy is going to go after the food bears. Well, this is going to be interesting. I haven't seen anybody go for the food bears yet. I think, at least in the winter version, this is over before the food bears become a thing. And they are kind of a little bit dangerous. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know if Plotterghost is actually going to go for that. Now, it's kind of nice, though. Because on this map, you don't start with a scout at all. This is just a Hunnic horse that he gets for free because he's Huns, and that's probably part of the reason why he chose them. So Alakog is going to have a much better idea of what the map looks like than Plotterghost. So Plotterghost just kind of sent some sheep out to try to find some stuff. He knows there's a town center here. So Alakog has a much better idea. These villagers are attacking this bear. You can see that this lady's been pretty hurt by the bear, but she's going to be okay. So these bears are iron boars that have been reskinned to look like bears. And they've been given 24 HP. It's decided that that was the best number. And they actually have 3/3 armor, so each arrow from the villager only does 1 damage apiece to them, unless you're Goths. So here we are, a competing scout rush. So Plotterghost actually has not gone man-at-arms himself, he's gone scouts. I think that scouts are the better early gameplay. I think Jasuni is right. Scouts are the better play in the early game, but Goths could transition over to that rampage of Huskarls later. And Huskarls are basically scouts without a weakness to pikemen, right? Scouts that have better pierce armor, too. Alakog punching that, saying, get away. Hunnic horse here. Surprised he didn't try to attack it. So I guess Alakog realizes he can't quite harvest from everywhere around this boar at the same time, so these villagers are just going to take food here. And this should be a good source of food for Alakog, actually. Should be able to fund his war effort quite handsomely. Their tether is easily exploited, says Jasuni. Really? We might have to increase their search radius. We did do some testing. I wish that we'd kind of settled on an idea for what we wanted for the food bears earlier, so that we could have had more of a chance to test and perfect them from different people. Alakog needs to be careful here, because this lady is going to get jumped by these scouts. He's not taking the best fights, though. He's outnumbered. Okay, I think there is a spearman in here. But somehow it's Plotterghost, and he kills the Hunnic horse. See, the horse itself is vulnerable to spearmen, which I disagree with. Oh no, Alakog, no! Alakog needs to make a single spearman, but I don't think he has the wood for it. He needs to at least maybe small wall this. He's just hoping that he can be vigilant and fight off the... Okay, here's the spearman that he needed. Alright, so that'll be good for Alakog. He's secured this wood line. But Plotterghost not making it easy for him. Oh no, Alakog did lose a villager to this bear though. I guess on these ice flows where you can't run away, where you can't kite the bears as easily, it could be harder. But that's 500 food right there. Plotterghost has reached the castle age, and he is building another stable. So he's kind of doubling down on the Gothic cavalry here. What's Alakog's story? Well, he needs a little bit more food and then he can go up. He has the gold, and he's got a stable. Actually, does he need another building? Yes, he does. He's building it now. He's realizing, oh shoot, I need that building. One villager just standing outside the tether's range can shoot at the bear, and it will run back and forth, unable to get the villager. Well, maybe the bear shouldn't be on defensive stance. Problem is that I think that the range of their defensive stance is not really able to be adjusted. You can't adjust the range of their defensive stance. Uh-oh, these Gothic knights are in the woodline, though. That's very bad news. Alakog has a few spearmen coming. You can't fight knights with villagers. No, Alakog, no! He's got to get out of there. So many villagers dying. Alakog has 25 villagers to Plotterghost 36. Even though Alakog is made out really well with the bears up here. No, I don't think so. Haven't heard anything from the players yet. Plotterghost has not discovered this. Couple spearmen. Alright, Alakog reaches Castle Age. He can make knights of his own. He probably wants to. He should try to quick wall this if he can. 3 spearmen versus 3 knights is not a great fight. He has a few more spearmen coming. The attrition, though. Let's take a look at villager count. Plotterghost with 41, Alakog with 22. So Plotterghost actually has not invested in additional town centers, whereas Alakog... Wait, what is this? He's gonna make a liar out of me, isn't he? He's gonna build a town center, like, right here. Or over here or something. I don't know what this is. We'll have to keep an eye on this. He's decided that there's more value in staying on a lower number of town centers. And Alakog calling the GG is just too hurt from that. He's got 20 villagers. And he ate at least 2 bears. Let's take a look at the statistics. Plotterghost with 25 kills and 10 deaths. Alakog collecting more stone. I think Alakog maybe wanted to go for a castle. Alakog first to feudal, Plotterghost first to Castle Age, and again, this age up difference. This is early on in the league. I think players are kind of figuring out the maps and figuring out ideal build orders. And so it could be tough to figure out, okay, you know, this is the build I need in order to get up to the next stage faster and avoid being damaged or do damage. And earlier on in the league, we kind of we sort of see games decided by stuff like this. 44 to 29 villager high. And now we get to see them play on Denali. So Utkiagvik made by Huhue Coil. I made Denali. Let's see how they do. So we have Plotterghost playing as the Portuguese and Alakog playing as the Dravidians. We've got a glacier, so it actually looks pretty decent. We've got some gold mines here with a random amount of gold in them. More gold as you get further down into the gulch. This glacier happens to be retreating. The temperature is not much above 0 in this location. I don't think it ever goes above freezing up here. But couple little glaciers flowing and meeting. All the relics, they're up here. So you could go for relic victory, there's lots of relics, or you could go for dominating this gold. No forests, except for your starting forests, which are quite generous. And we've got some goods piles, which are just berries that look like goods. And these each have a random amount of wood. Looks like it's 158 wood this time. I forget the amount of wood that's there. It probably should be documented somewhere, and it may not be, I'm not sure. I'd have to check if it's in the specification. It's negative 23 degrees Fahrenheit right now at the summit of Denali. That's pretty cold. So you got these outposts here to try and help prevent tower rushes. You have 2 player assigned bears. So there's a bear here, and there's a bear there.
Estou pronto.
And Alakog... Oh no, Alakog. You gotta be careful. He wants to take it like it's a boar. But this bear doesn't want to get too close. Alright, he does finally get that bear down. He pulls back the weak villager. That was close. But he did figure it out. He took the bears in the last one. So he's taking the bear this time. This bear has more food. If Alakog can keep his town center working, it could work great for him. But he's building a mill. He needs to stop what he's doing here and finish that mill, otherwise he'll have idle town center. The bears are going to be kind of interesting, getting used to. Cookie Pirate clarifying that the Diamond Dragon song, which is playing now, is not thematically appropriate for an Alaskan map, and he is 110% okay with it. Yeah, I agree. It's a good one. So Alakog is getting Loom instead, which is smart. He's done a forced drop-off, so he can afford to make more villagers now. And he's going to get some working on these goods piles. This was the map that I made first. It's kind of the one that I wanted to make. And luckily it was high on Cookie Pirate's priority list, so I had the option to make it as long as I was willing to. It's going to be pretty crazy. I think that this will be over in Feudal Age, probably. It's a pretty aggressive map. Start with the Eagle Scout here. I don't think either one of them is going to bail. Plotter Ghost, she got that sheep. Alakog, he might need to be careful. Oh, Plotter Ghost getting the kill. And that means that he's going to be able to pick up all of these sheep. Is not great for Alakog. Although Alakog does have a healthy number of sheep. He's got 5 sheep here. So now he's going to come over here and mill this and go after that bear. Now, if you get too close to these bears, they will attack you. Oh no, Alakog, no! Oh, disaster. Oh no! Oh, Alakog. Poor Alakog. This bear... Alakog builds his mill on the far side of the bear. The villagers walk by the bear, and the bear kills 3 of them in the Dark Age before they build the mill and finally kill it. Oh. Alright, well, Alakog has an uphill battle. Plotter Ghost is now probably at least 3 villagers ahead of Alakog, maybe more. Let's see. No, he's more than that. He's like... He's 7 villagers. What? How is that possible? How could Plotter Ghost be 6 villagers ahead of Alakog? Well, somehow he is. Maybe it was some idle time from taking the bears too early. Plotter Ghost is taking the bears later, or actually he hasn't messed with the bears at all, which is honestly probably a good decision. I actually don't know. I don't know when the smart point to take the bears is. It probably depends on your civilization. That was very unfortunate for Alakog, though. Just idle TC time, says Jasuni. So it's very rocky and craggy along the slopes of Denali. So there's all of these little cliff objects, and they make building actually very difficult. It looks like a big, wide, open map, right? Not a lot of forests or other things, but it's actually surprisingly closed. I don't want to say closed, but it's just difficult to wall. And it's difficult to build. And you can never exactly predict, you know, is this properly walled off? You basically always have to do the click test to see if the villagers will try to take a shortcut through something that you thought was walled. Plotter Ghost is Feudal Age. Let's see, Alakog is... he's 3/4 of the way to Feudal Age. He's got 17 villagers to Plotter Ghost's 21. So he's only 4 villagers behind. That rampaging bear, though, that was pretty bad. Alright, well, let's see. Is this Plotter Ghost going to lose a villager? He does! Alright, well, the bears are evening it out. The players are getting used to the bears. Plotter Ghost is going to build the mill now. You know, it's kind of funny. You kill the bear, because you don't want the bear interfering with the mill construction, so it's smart to kill the bear first, and then you build the mill. Maybe that's the trick, that the learning moment for Alakog is he learns that trick. You gotta kill the bear first, and then you can build the mill. Otherwise, that bear will rampage and kill 3 of your people before you build the mill. Plotterghost is preparing scouts for Alakog. Alakog is the Dravidians. He's making... Okay, blacksmith. He's got his barracks up. He's taking gold back here. He should be able to wall this relatively easily, actually. The terrain is rough and rugged and hard to work with, but at least these ox wagons are here, and at least you can walk through them. At least they don't block you. That would be pretty annoying if they did. But somebody had to truck all of this wood up here, right? Actually, what we should have done is, I'm curious if there's a way to make it so the ox wagons, the dismantled carts, I should say, disappear over time. You know, is it possible to reskin a flare to look like an ox wagon? And then you can just set the timer on the flare as its storage value, so after that amount of seconds, the dismantled cart disappears. Something I'm curious about, but I've yet to try. Alright, Alakog is doing the quick walls. Smart. So Plotterghost cannot get in. Alright, he's gonna get that house up. That's good. House foundations have even less armor, I think. Once he gets it up, he'll be in much better shape. 23 to 29 villagers. Did Plotterghost find this other boar? He hasn't found it yet, or I should say bear. He's chosen to hunt these ibex here on the side of the mountain. This is like the one time in Age of Empires where this unit is appropriate. You see this unit abused so much. Like, where do you see ibex? Where's the majority of ibex in Age of Empires? I guarantee you it's not on a map like this. It's like, it's on Arena or something like that, on DLC Dry Grass. Ibex should be on mountainsides. That's where they live. So I'm glad that we were able to provide a map that was appropriate for ibex this time. And I do it too, to be fair, but like, I think I had ibex on Karga as an example in the Oasis. But in that case, I interpreted this as figuratively. Like, it's not an actual ibex, it's a wild goat. And then wild goat are much more versatile. So actually, Plotterghost has not done any damage to Alakog's economy, really. I mean, the bears did that for him. It's like those 3 villagers were messing with that bear. That's so bad. I don't think I've ever seen anybody lose 3 villagers to a boar. I'm sure it's happened before, though. Maybe it's even happened in high-level Age of Empires. Who knows? Alright, some scout cavalry from Plotterghost. He's gonna come back. And judging from the fact that some of them are injured, it means that he tried to find a good fight. Alakog nowhere near clicking up. Let's see how Plotterghost... Plotterghost is about 1/3 of the way up. So the economy impact of those 3 villagers is really beginning to show. They are... Well, they are and they aren't. If you don't micro, if you're not careful with them, then they are actually much stronger. They have the potential to kill more loomed villagers than a regular boar, but like Jasuni was saying, they can be exploited. And for that, you just have to know how. So Plotterghost is approaching the castle age. Alakog is going to be scared when he sees that. Alakog does not have the... Actually, Alakog is trying to do the right things. He's kind of walling in his town. He's got a little army of archers. He's quick-walled in his gold. He's making farms. He's doing the right thing. The right things. His problem is that he is economically behind his opponent from losing those 3 villagers early on. So Plotterghost to Castle Age, what's it going to be?
City.
Okay, Alchemy even raiding over here. He's got some skirmishers chasing him away. So Plotter Ghost is going to make a monastery for some strange reason. Actually, it makes a lot of sense. He knows his opponent's in Feudal Age, and Feudal Age units are terrible against monks. But that's not really the reason why he's doing it. It's because he wants to get the relics. There's a lot of relics on this map, and they're powerful. You get enough of them, you could even get a relic victory going. Not that, you know, Alchemy is necessarily thinking about that, but it's one of those things that can happen if you want it to, and if your opponent doesn't stop you. So, I think that Plotter Ghost feels that he's ahead. He's looking at his opponent, he's like, wow, this is it? This is all he's got? He must have had a rough Dark Age. And he's going to try to pick up as many relics as possible. Maybe he could even get them all. So Plotter Ghost is playing the long game here. He's not doing a crazy castle drop or anything like that. He's just going to play it slow, take advantage of the fact that Alchemy had a bad Dark Age, and he's going to try to get as many relics as he can and set himself up for a late game victory. Which is quite gracious, actually. Other players might just go straight through the jugular at this point. But Plotter Ghost recognizing that it could backfire. We see him picking up his first relic. Some wolves here. This wolf ate this traveler, and then left all the perfectly good cabbages in the back of his wagon. Because wolves don't like cabbages. There we go. Plotter Ghost has 2 monasteries, making monks. Alright, Alchemy is about halfway up to the castle age now. He is building another archery range. What do you do if you're Alchemy in this case? Well, I think that you need to go some kind of fast Imperial Age into Arbalister. That's what I would try to do. I think that that would be the play. You know you're behind economically, but maybe if your opponent is complacent and tries to overboom, you can turn around and punish them. My instincts are that this map is not great for booming. I mean, we see that Plotter Ghost, he may have been in the Castle Age for longer, but where's his second town center, right? We were just talking about Plotter Ghost playing the long game. Well, where is his long game? He's just... What is he doing? Actually, just making monks. And he's got a big villager queue. He doesn't really have space to build another town center. There isn't really a place to build another town center. It's... Oh! Alright, he's building some more outposts. He just wants to keep an eye on these barren and desolate lands. It's like Hoth. How many relics are left, actually, for Plotter Ghost? 1, 2, 3... 3 more relics left. How many relics has Plotter Ghost gotten so far? He's gotten 5 here. Okay, so I think it's going to be 10 relics total. Which is a lot, obviously. It's twice the normal number of relics. Ooh. Alright, Alchemy going for elephant archers. Elephant archers and some monks. I think that that is a bad idea, but let's check Alchemy's... Oh no, okay, Alchemy knows that Plotter Ghost has a monastery. Jasuni says, take the relics, build a few Fetorias if he can find space, and play defensively. Hill advantage is strong defensively, I think. Actually, I don't know if there's anywhere to build Feitoria in here. I guess there could, like right here, could potentially work. There is not a lot of space to build Feitoria. It's almost a little bit by design. But I think that elephant archers are not a good idea. Because, hear me out, because Plotter Ghost has so many monks, and monks are fantastic against elephants. Because elephants are slow and expensive, and monks are good at converting slow and expensive things. And their research is of their investment is of greater value if they're converting expensive units. Let's check and see Plotter Ghost's relic count. So this is Plotter Ghost's gold right now. Look at it just jump up like that. He's only got 5 on gold. It's just trickling in super fast. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 4. He's got 11 relics. No, Plotter Ghost, where are you going? Oh, he's choosing a weird pathing. You know what would be ironic is sometimes not all the relics are obtainable, actually. What if Plotter Ghost failed to obtain the last relic and he couldn't trigger a relic victory? Okay, here's the old man. He's walking across. Uh-oh. Can he not get the last relic? Alchemy coming in here for an archer raid, but he's going to see these monasteries garrisoned. Wanted to try and stop it, but the monk got his relic in before he could kill him. So 8 out of 10 and 4 out of 10. This is 12 relics. 13 and 14. But I don't think this last one is obtainable. Which is okay. More medieval proselytizing. What? Alright, Alchemy has these elephant archers in reserve. I think Plotter Ghost does not know about... Yeah, he doesn't know about the elephant archers yet. He knows that there are 2 ranges here. But he doesn't know... Now he knows. I don't really know exactly how important that information is, but he's got them. He's got the information. He could send his monks forward to try to convert, but there are actually a lot of elephant archers here. And Alchemy actually has built another town center. Okay. Not really sure how much luck he's going to have spreading farms around. You can kind of fit some farms in. But the town center is good from like a wood security perspective. Like it secures a lot of wood for him. It's kind of a lucky that he had. He is lucky that he had the chance to build it there. So Alchemy can fight off some of the knights, but he can't really go very far outside of his base with these elephant archers because they'll be converted. So he's relegated to camping near his town center. Keeping the knights away from his stuff, or at least his more core buildings and units. Yeah, so Plotter Ghost, I think, cannot access this relic, which is unfortunate for him. That's just how the map goes sometimes. So he's got a monk up here trying to get to it. Can't reach. He could still build a wonder, though. He's getting so much gold. I mean, look at this. University from Alchemy. Well, university sounds like Imperial Age. Nope, guess not. Nowhere near the resources, then. It'll probably be ballistics for the elephant archers. So... Oh, look at this. Plotter Ghost with a castle drop. I mean, this is an okay castle. It does deny Alchemy's stone. But it's not a very great castle. But then again, where could you really build a great castle? The map is designed to make castle drops difficult. So this is a large number of elephant archers, and they are chewing away at these knights, actually. Knights are good against archers, not necessarily because they have any inherent attack bonus, but just because archers have a low number of hit points, and knights relative to a knight's attack. But in this case, elephant archers kind of flip the script. You know, they have a lot more health. And the fact that they have that health allows them to overcome one of the biggest challenges that archers face when going up against knights. So, I know it doesn't seem like this unit should be good against knights, but it does decent in large numbers. So here we see Plotter Ghost has an army of holy men. And this castle here probably signifies that he is clicking up to the Imperial Age. Yeah, he's up to the Imperial Age. So what will happen is Plotterghost will make trebuchets, and he will push with monks and trebs, because monks are really what he needs at this point. He's converting Alicog's town! Look at this! He wants his buildings. Nice town, I'll take it. And he's converted a bunch of elephant archers. Alicog needs to be careful here. He's able to heal the elephant archers that he did convert. And, yeah, this is... Alicog is in trouble. Alicog was in trouble, actually, from the very early game, but he's put up an admirable fight here. It's just he doesn't have the resources to do what he wants to do the way that Plotterghost does. Isn't the game sound quite loud compared to the cast? That is a great question. Welcome, Hugh A. Coyote. This is my very first cast from this season of the league after setting up my computer and everything. So let me see if I can make an adjustment to that. I really appreciate the feedback. I mean, feedback from you. I don't like audio feedback. That's very annoying. So we could try that. Hopefully that makes it a little bit better. Actually, let me lower it a little bit more so you notice the difference. Alright, tell me what you think about that. If that's better, or you think it can be turned down a little bit more. How many monks slipped on the ice on the way over to convert Alicog's elephants? A great question. These monks are just walking across the glacier with their cane like it's nobody's business. Look at how good they are. So now that Plotterghost is in the Imperial Age, he can make trebuchets. It looks like actually he had, while I was adjusting the volume, Plotterghost attempted a castle drop here, but Alicog denied it. This castle would have been a little bit more annoying and damaging to deal with. The problem for Plotterghost, or for Alicog, is that he has no answer to monks. If his opponent makes enough monks, there's nothing he can do about it. He could make monks of his own, but how are you going to go... How are you going to go monk for monk against a guy that's got 13 relics? Just the arrows, attack notifications, etc. were really loud. So it is... Okay, thanks. So it is better now. That's good. If you need me to turn it down more, let me know. And Alicog calls the GG. And indeed it was. It could have been a different game if Alicog had had a better Dark Age. I think players are still getting used to the Alaskan food bears. But all things considered, I think it was played reasonably. Both players did the right things. They tried to do the right things. Yeah, they tried to make the right choices, but it's really hard when you lose 3 villagers in Dark Age to a bear, because you're not expecting the bear to attack you for getting too close, but this bear does. Let's take a look at the statistics, since we weren't looking at them with Capture Age. Alicog with 71 kills and 69 deaths. Plotterghost with 37 kills and 78 deaths. So Alicog actually... Wait a second. What is this? So we're saying that Plotterghost, the Alicog lost essentially 32 units. Oh, it's conversions. Okay. So that's telling us that Plotterghost gets 32 conversions, which is pretty good. A lot of people have bigger screens than you do. Maybe. Are you on your phone? Buildings lost, 0. Yeah, 28 units converted. Okay, 28 conversions right there. So the 4 must be Alicog losing 4 things to wild animals, which is pretty annoying. Largest army, 38 to 25. Yep. The bears and the unit conversions. Jasuni is right. Plotterghost with much bigger economy. Better advance times. 1 castle, 14 relics, and 6,000 relic gold. You have a laptop. Wondering if Plotter Ghost ever went... it looks like he never went into Fatorias. And neither player really went after the gold very much. Unfortunately for Plotter Ghost, he could not get a relic victory because this relic was inaccessible. That's true. What do you guys think? Do you think that there should be a guarantee of being able to collect every single relic? Or do you think a relic being captive like this is not a big deal? Let me know. But, it would have been nice to see what they could do with equal economic footing. But I'm sure that there will be plenty more opportunities to see Denali unfold. The players are still getting used to the maps. So we're going to see a lot of victories here that are derived simply because somebody had a way better build order than the other and got up much sooner. And we've seen that on Utqiagvik a couple of times. Players are still figuring out how to do the Dark Age economy with all of those deer. Sort of an interesting situation. Once that gets figured out, we'll probably see more variety. Players will have different options available. Yeah, that's true, Jasuni. You already have a big enough advantage as is. Plotter Ghost with all of that gold, all those monks, and what? Only 5 on gold. So you had a big advantage from it already. You could even make the argument there might be too many relics up here, I'm not sure. But there are no monks guarding them. Yeah, that's a good question. How would you achieve that? I think it's always like the relic is in the corner of the map. I think if the relic avoided the map edge, maybe it would have... Maybe you could guarantee that they would always be capturable. Not sure, though. Been a good cast, though. I've been pleased with how the system worked out. Few tweaks. I'm looking forward to casting more sets in the future. Hopefully I've inspired some of our other casters to start generating some permalinks and putting them up on the scoreboard so we can have a one-stop shop or a resource for people to go and check and see where the content is or where their games have been created or where their games have been casted. Yeah, that's true. There's probably always going to be some situation where a relic gets pinned in somehow. Not much you can do to prevent it. Yeah, Alikog made a monk. There he is. Good on Alikog to deny this castle drop, too. Despite all the pressure that he was under. That's an accomplishment. Even though we didn't see it happen. Alright guys, well I really appreciate you coming. We're out of games to cast for now, but I might be back later this evening or tomorrow for a second cast. I gotta do at least 6 sets in order to earn my official caster badge. So I really appreciate you guys coming, and hopefully we'll have some more talented casters putting out some more content for Alchemy League Season 4, because we've had a lot of really great people work hard to make this happen. So thank you so much, everybody. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.